They thought he was just a janitor, a quiet man with a mop in his hands. But when the new CEO walked into the building, silent, distant, and seemingly unreachable, something happened that no one expected. A single sentence, spoken in perfect Japanese, stopped the entire office in its tracks. And that's when everyone realized the janitor was carrying a story far bigger than the mop he pushed every night. The building smelled of fresh polish and late-night coffee. Amir, a single father working as the janitor, bent down to wring his mop for the 5th time that night. His back ached, his hands were calloused, but he kept humming softly under his breath, an old lullaby his late wife used to sing before she passed away. It was the only thing that helped him feel less alone. By day, Amir was just another shadow in the massive corporate headquarters. Nobody noticed him. Executives passed by with shiny shoes and expensive suits, often leaving coffee stains on the marble floors that he would later scrub clean. But Amir never complained. For him, this job wasn't about dignity or pride, it was about survival. He had a little daughter, Maya, who depended on him for everything. Maya was bright, curious, and endlessly talkative. She would often wait up for her father to return home late at night, her schoolbooks spread across the kitchen table. "Papa," she would ask, "why don't you tell people who you really are? Why do you hide?" Amir would just smile and ruffle her hair. "Not everyone needs to know, Maya. Some stories are meant to stay in the heart." But deep inside, Amir carried a secret life no one in that company could have imagined. One morning, whispers spread through the office, the company was getting a new CEO. A mysterious man from Japan, known for his strict discipline and complete silence during his previous leadership. His name was Mr. Takahashi. When he finally arrived, dressed in a crisp suit, he barely spoke a word. Employees felt uneasy, exchanging nervous glances whenever he passed by. Meetings became awkward, decisions delayed, and morale slowly sank. To everyone else, Mr. Takahashi was intimidating. But to Amir, he looked lonely. There was something in the man's eyes, something Amir recognized. And then, one evening, fate staged its quiet meeting. Amir was mopping the lobby when he noticed the CEO sitting alone, long after everyone else had gone home. The man's hands trembled as he scrolled through photos on his phone. They were pictures of a little girl. She looked about Maya's age. Amir froze. For the first time, he saw not a CEO, but a father, one who seemed just as broken, just as weighed down by life. Without thinking, Amir whispered in Japanese, his voice trembling from years of silence. "Children are everything. For them, we endure." The sound echoed across the empty lobby. Mr. Takahashi's head shot up. His eyes widened as though he had just seen a ghost. The janitor had spoken his language. Perf. For a moment, silence wrapped the room tighter than walls ever could. Mr. Takahashi stood up slowly, studying Amir with disbelief. "You speak Japanese?" His voice cracked, the first time anyone in the company had heard him utter English words clearly. Amir hesitated. His mop dripped water onto the marble floor, but his heart pounded harder than any sound. "Yes," he said quietly. "I used to live in Tokyo." And just like that, the doors of Amir's hidden past swung open. Years ago, Amir wasn't a janitor. He had once been a young exchange student in Japan, working hard to build a life with his wife. He studied business, learned the culture, and dreamed of bridging nations. But when his wife fell ill and passed away, his world collapsed. He returned home with his little daughter, broken and unable to chase dreams anymore. The only job he could find was cleaning floors. Mr. Takahashi listened, his face unreadable. But then, with trembling hands, he showed Amir his phone. "My daughter," he said in Japanese. "She's sick. I left her in Japan because I thought burying myself in work would help. But I can't escape the silence. Every night, it grows louder." Amir's chest tightened. Two fathers, two daughters, two men carrying invisible weights in different ways, yet both bound by the same love. For the first time since his arrival, the CEO allowed his mask to slip. Tears welled in his eyes, glistening under the lobby lights. The powerful man bowed his head in front of the janitor, whispering in Japanese. "You understand me more than anyone here." That night changed everything. Word spread quickly about the janitor who spoke fluent Japanese to the CEO. But more importantly, something inside the company shifted. Mr. Takahashi began opening up, speaking more, connecting with employees, not because of his title, but because he had finally been reminded that humanity, not power, is what builds trust. And Amir? He didn't stay invisible anymore. The CEO personally offered him a position, not out of pity, but respect. Amir became the bridge between two worlds, helping the company expand internationally, his skills and experience finally recognized. Yet, Amir's proudest moment wasn't the promotion. It was the night he returned home to Maya, who hugged him tightly and whispered, "Papa, you finally let them see who you really are." Amir smiled through tears. "Yes, my little star. And I did it, for you." Sometimes, the world only sees what's on the surface, a mop, a uniform, a job title. But hidden behind every ordinary person is an extraordinary story. And when courage meets compassion, even the quietest voice can change a life, a company, maybe even the world.